Morning, students. We have already done the techniques of scientific management by F.W. Taylor. You can see the pic of F.W. Taylor here. Okay, so we'll just be doing techniques, though I have given you the video of another teacher, but still, just an explanation, a quick recap again. So, what do you mean by techniques? When I say techniques, what is a technique? Okay, so techniques help in application of scientific principles. Like, we have rules made in the school, but how do we apply the rules? Rules are made, so how do we apply the rules? We use time, like what time the school starts, what time the school ends, what time should be the recess. Like that only, when we are talking about the principles, principles can be applied with the help of techniques. So this is what is techniques. Now let us come to the principles and techniques of F.W. Taylor. When we talked about the principles, they were science, not the rule of thumb, harmony, not discord. So, this was the principle. Cooperation, not individualism, development of each and every person. So, these were the principles. But how to implement them? So, what were the techniques applied? So, these were functional foremanship, standardization, simplification of work, method study, motion study, time study, fatigue study, and differential piece weight system. So these were the techniques. So just a glimpse of the techniques once again. So this is functional foremanship, all these things that I have just told you. Just have a recap. Standardization, simplification, method study, differential piece rate, wage rate, fatigue study, time study, motion study. Now, out of these few, you must be knowing what is a motion study. When I say motion is all about your lifting, sitting, workers' movement, we talk about motion study. Time study is regarding time. Fatigue study is regarding tiredness. How long the workers can work and when will they be tired? When do they want rest? So then is differential piece wage rate, that is mainly difference in the wage rate. So with the name itself you can understand what these things are all about. Method study, what is the best method of doing a particular work. So likewise functional foremanship, standardization and simplification. Okay, so out of these functional foremanship and standardization is a bit large. So let us see what is functional foremanship. Now F.W. Taylor has put functional foremanship as one of the major technique of scientific management. So he says that the people or the managers in the shop floor should be of two types. They should be splitted according to division of work into planning in charge and production in charge. Under the planning in charge, you had route clerk, instruction clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinarian. And under the production in charge, gang boss, speed boss, repair box, and inspectors. So, what is the concept here? He has used division of work. That is, managers are divided into two, that is production planning in charge and production in charge. So the specialist, these specialists, 8 specialists will be instructing only one, that is worker. So let us see what is it all like. So here you can see the factory manager, where we have splitted the managers into two types: planning in charge and production in charge. Under the planning in charge, you are having instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost disciplinarian. Under the production in charge, speed boss, gang boss, repair box, and inspector. So these are the people who are working in the organization, and these people are instructing only one worker. You can see in the pic that is written as workman. So 8 managers are instructing one workman, which is quite contrary to Henry Fayol's principle of unity of command, where he had said that one person should be directed by one uh, one boss only. So this is the difference, a huge difference here we see in functional foremanship. Okay, so let us just see what are the under the planning department, who are the people. Route clerk. So what is the route clerk doing? He is laying down the sequence of work, which work to be performed first, which work to be performed second. The whole work is split into small little jobs. So what should be the sequence? 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, so he is the one who decides the sequence of the work. Next is you're having the instruction card clerk, who gives instructions, guides the workers. Next you are having the time and cost clerk, who is the foreman who records time to complete a particular job, cost required to complete a particular job. So he is recording time and recording the cost for a particular job. Next, disciplinarian, as the name suggests, is responding for discipline in the job. So he is responsible for discipline. Next we come into under production department. We have the speed boss, we have the gang boss, repair boss, and the inspector. So when we say gang boss, or first the speed boss, when we say, so he ensures that the work is done on time. That is speed boss. Timely work should be done. Gang boss, responsible to keep material, tools, machine ready to operation for operation. When the workers come the next day, they should be in a position to do the work. Next is repair box. What is he doing? He ensures that proper working condition of machine and tools. So he repairs the machines and tools in a way so that the machines are in proper condition, tools are in proper condition. No worker is hurt because of any kind of mishap. So he tries to keep on repairing the machines. That is his work. Inspectors, what is the work of inspectors? Checking the quality. So he checks the quality finally of the work being done. Next we come to standardization and simplification of work. When we say standardization, the meaning of standardization means producing uniform products. Okay, that is एक जैसा products, quality, quantity एक जैसा हो. Not only this, working condition, the temperature, lighting, ventilation, humidity, everything should be standardized, means alike. So standard example, when we say standard time fixed to produce a given level of output. So this level of output should be standard. That is, every time we are producing a certain specific production, it should be standard time, a specific time, uniform time. And again we talk about simplification. It means removal of unnecessary diversity of product. There should not be any diversity. One product should be alike with the other product. So there shouldn't be any kind of diversity in product or size, shape, etc. So that is what is removal of unnecessary varieties. Unnecessary. Okay, if it is necessary, that is required, but unnecessary variety should be avoided. So this is what is standardization and simplification. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So you can just have a look. Taylor was supporting standardization. According to him, scientific method should be used. Okay, so it is refers to the process of setting standards, and unnecessary diversification should be avoided. That is simplification. Next we are talking about, that is the next one, that is method study. In the method study is concerned with finding one best way of doing a job. Like one best way of doing a job. The work can be done in many ways, but what is the best way of doing a particular job? Example, supposing we want to keep the raw material. If the raw material is kept in a far off place, farther than the production area, so when production is going to happen, we need to carry the raw material to that place, and then the production will be starting. Now this will involve a lot of time, and money is going to be involved in the transportation of goods. So what is the best way of keeping the raw material? Best method of doing this job is the raw material should be kept nearer to the production place. So this is what is method study. It is concerned with finding the best method. Many methods are there, but what is the best method of doing a particular job. So this is what is method study, all of method study, to find out one best method of doing a job. So this is what is to minimize cost of production and maximize the quality and satisfaction to the consumer. So this is method study. Next is motion study. As I told you, what is motion? Motion study means it involves study of movements like lifting, putting the objects, sitting position. So it studies, this study sees to it that people who are working, what kind of movement they have to do frequently. Are the movements necessary? If the movement are not necessary, it should be avoided. Like example, if I say, it was observed through motion study that worker has to move frequently for taking tools from toolbox. So worker has to use a tool and he is frequently moving to take the toolbox. So why not bring the toolbox in close to the worker so that this unnecessary movement can be avoided. So motion study sees to it that unnecessary movement of lifting, putting objects, etc. can be avoided. It saves time and it increases production. Next we are coming to, that is time study. Now as the name suggests, what is time study telling all about? It tells about the it refers to the technique which is used to determine the standard time taken by the workmen. Next is we are talking about, that is fatigue study. In the fatigue study, it talks about, determines the amount and frequency of rest interval required in completing a task. So what is the time required for a person to take rest? It also helps to find out how long a person can work without having any adverse effect on health. So this is what is fatigue. Fatigue means tiredness. How long the person can work and he will get tired after certain work. That is, we are talking about the workers. And the last one we are having, that is differential piece wage system, where Taylor has emphasized on paying those people higher who are doing good job. So two rates are fixed: higher wage rate for workers who produce equal or more than standard output, and low rates to be given to the workers who do not reach the standard. So this is it, children. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope you have understood the topic. Thank